Somebody was 100% down there.
Turn the lights off.
What was that? Holy shit. I'm kind of going slow to make sure I don't see anybody in there.
We're almost at 50,000 subscribers, and to celebrate this huge milestone, I'm doing a special giveaway just for you. I'll be giving away our exclusive Silent Nightmare merch to a few lucky subscribers. To enter, it's super easy. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, like this video, comment below with your favorite Silent Nightmare video or your scariest camping story. That's it. The giveaway ends the moment we hit 50,000 subscribers, so keep sharing, commenting, and spreading the word. I'll announce the winners in a dedicated video right after we hit that goal. Meet Karen and Chelsea, two friends who create vlogs, take on fun challenges, and share uplifting moments on their YouTube channel. Their goal is simple: to spread positivity and inspire others. Their content is usually lighthearted and full of joy. But this particular video took a much darker turn. For this adventure, they decided to go camping in one of the UK's most infamous locations, Daring Woods, also chillingly known as the Screaming Woods. This forest has a disturbing reputation. Over the years, countless visitors have reported hearing strange, unexplained screams echoing through the trees. Even more unsettling, several bodies have been discovered there under mysterious circumstances. Drawn in by the chilling legends, Karen and Chelsea set out to spend the night in the Eerie forest, curious to find out whether the stories were just urban myths, or if something more sinister was hiding in the woods. They expected a spooky experience, but nothing could have prepared them for what was about to happen. It's July 22nd, 2024. Filled with nervous excitement, the girls make their way to Daring Woods. Once they arrive, they waste no time heading deeper into the forest in search of the perfect spot to set up camp, completely unaware that this night would be one they'd never forget.
It's eerie though, like, can I imagine what it's going to be like in pitch black?
We need to find somewhere to fucking put our tent on.
Yeah.
Oh, is that a map?
Oh, no camping is allowed in this woods.
Oh my god.
Well, we're doing it anyway.
We found a spot. We're not too off the path. Because we had, oh my god, we had so much to carry. Wow. Is this the base?
Oh, it's got mosquito thing in it.
Mosquito net?
Yeah, built in, look.
Is that the base?
No.
Yeah,
this is the inner. Oh, that's the inner.
That's what the poles go through, right?
Yeah.
Shimmy it all the way round. That's...
Setting up their tent took longer than expected, mainly because they had to stay quiet and avoid drawing attention. After all, camping in Daring Woods is strictly forbidden, and getting caught wasn't part of the plan. Eventually, they got everything set up. But as the sun disappeared and the forest was swallowed by darkness, the atmosphere began to change. Whether it was their imagination or something truly unnatural, one thing became clear. The deeper the night grew, the stronger the feeling that they weren't alone. And this was just the beginning.
Right, so it is completely pitch black now. It's not really... Everything's gone a bit wrong. We've got no signal. We've had to walk far just to get enough signal to get the stories of the area. We're shattered. Chelsea's driven for ages.
I'm knackered.
Everything's gone a bit wrong. We've squashed our breakfast.
My shoe got stuck in the mud. The whole shoe came off my foot.
Like, we're getting signal, we're getting signal, then we're not getting signal. But yeah, so it's pretty creepy. And I mean, when you're in here, it doesn't feel that bad because you can't see the woods that are around us.
Can't see the woods throughout there anyway, it's too dark.
It's pitch black.
So all of a sudden, it's just gone really quiet.
I've just all of a sudden started to feel really frightened. Really frightened. Like, literally, just as you said that,
Just went...
I just got a very, very horrible feeling come over me, mate.
Yeah, shush.
Mate, I'm not actually kidding. I feel fucking scared.
I'm not.
No, I don't feel right. Something's not right. And I'm not being dramatic. Right as you fucking said that, I felt this horrible feeling of dread.
Alright, well don't tell me about it. You keep that to yourself.
Gone right off that cheesecake. Oh my god.
What?
I'm freaking myself out. Like, stop.
You are.
It was just weird that I felt that right when you said it.
Because when I spoke, it echoed through the woods. Wow.
Though they tried to keep things light, cracking jokes and distracting each other with stories, something just didn't feel right. That creeping unease in their chests wouldn't go away. Still, Karen and Chelsea reminded themselves why they came, to face their fears and uncover the truth behind the legends. But the forest had other plans.
What? Yeah, me burping like that. Terrible. What?
That light turned itself off, mate, and it can't turn it off unless you hold it down.
It's probably batteries
No,
going.
mate.
The battery's probably going.
Mate, I barely used it.
Mate.
I'm telling you right now. That doesn't... I'm telling you now.
Okay.
On my life.
Alright.
You have to...
It doesn't matter. I don't care, do you?
Mate, that's creepy.
Do you
No,
care?
I'm fine. But
Okay. Oh my god, stop. Stop
I'm
it now.
telling you now.
Just stop it now. Just leave it off. Just leave it off. It's running out of battery.
Right, I'm putting this on because if that one goes out, I'm scared.
No.
Yeah.
It's running out of battery, that's all. I'm telling you
I
now.
haven't used it.
It's just running out of battery, that's all.
And do you know what? Maybe it is running out of battery, maybe it is, but...
I've got a logic explanation for
It
everything.
could be running out of battery, but
I really
I've
have.
never used it.
As if the unsettling silence wasn't enough, the light inside their tent began flickering and shut off. Not once, but twice. What should have been a simple flashlight issue started to feel like someone, or something, was toying with them. And that wasn't the end of it. The air grew colder, the forest quieter, and with every passing minute, the tension thickened. What began as a thrill-seeking adventure was quickly turning into a nightmare.
Look, at the end of the day, that might be running out of battery, but
Someone said okay.
it is new. I haven't used it before. And...
Shush. That's just people.
I heard a scream.
It's just people.
I don't know.
Should we go to sleep? Should we go to sleep now?
Turn the lights off. The car's there. Yeah, I know. But...
Sleep right there.
Got it. We need to stay quiet because there are people. That wasn't a ghost. That was a person, and we don't want people seeing where we are because people like fucking scary people. That was people. That wasn't a ghost. Obviously not. My battery's gonna die. Oh no! Shit, where's the power bank?
Terrified, Karen and Chelsea sat frozen in their tent, barely breathing, listening as the sounds outside faded into a disturbing silence. At first, they were relieved, but the silence quickly became worse. Whatever had been out there was either gone or hiding nearby. Not knowing was the worst part. With no real way to defend themselves and no safe path out, their only choice was to stay hidden. They kept their lights off, huddled in the dark, doing their best to remain unnoticed. Every snap of a twig or rustle of leaves sent their hearts racing. They made it through the night, but neither of them got much sleep.
Much happened. There was a few creepy things that I wished we got on camera. I heard... So as I was drifting off to sleep, I've just suddenly been woken up by this horrible feeling of dread and this flashing image of someone like that against the tent. Now obviously that doesn't mean anything, but it was creepy and it freaked me out, really freaked me out, and it made me feel really uneasy for a while. Anyway, I ended up falling back asleep again, and then
I don't know what time it was, but
about 3ish.
was it about
Yeah, I
10
said
past 3? I woke up. Was that when it was?
Yeah, because you said what
there
time
was
is it?
rustling around the tent, like quite a lot. Obviously, it could be an animal or something.
Yeah,
obviously.
but it was like someone was touching the tent.
There was nothing. Mate, it was like someone was in the tent, like in the conservatory bit.
Oh god.
So it was like
That's
rustling
scary.
and rustling, and I thought, I woke Corrine up and I was like, Corrine, is that you? Can you hear that? And she just goes,
Because I was half asleep.
she's half asleep, actually. She just goes, no, it's not me, I'm dead still. And then just went back to sleep. And then it continued for a little while. But the thing is, with that rustling noise, there was no noise before or after it. It just kind of appeared at the end of the tent, and it was just like, oh my god.
And there was nothing. The wind wasn't really bad. It did then start to rain.
It was raining. That had an effect on, maybe hearing stuff.
Other stuff. We did
things
hear branches breaking, but it'd be once in a while a branch would snap.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like sort of footsteps were walking and snapping. It was just once in a while a branch sounded like it got trod on.
Even though they came out physically unharmed, the fear they felt was very real. The strange sounds, the overwhelming feeling of being watched. Those weren't things they could simply brush off the next day. One thing was certain, this would be their first, and definitely their last night ever spent in the infamous Screaming Woods. This video comes from the YouTube channel Safety Third, where adventurer Jed shares his passion for traveling and exploration. His videos range from daring overnight explorations of abandoned buildings to intense hikes deep into nature. In this particular video, Jed embarks on an overnight hiking trip into the vast Daniel Boone National Forest in eastern Kentucky. His goal? To reach a set of old, abandoned mines hidden far out in the wilderness, completely cut off from civilization. It's December 10th, 2014. Jed sets off with excitement and full preparation for the long trek ahead, eager to uncover the secrets of these forgotten mines. But what began as a routine scouting adventure would soon turn into one of the strangest and most unsettling explorations he's ever experienced.
Okay, so this thing's gonna take us straight off into the valley here, like wilderness. This place is really cool, actually. Really strange terrain. Just heard something big over that way. It was big. Could have been a tree rolling down the hill, maybe just happened to collapse. I don't know. Having everything else though, so it's probably a tree. It was big though, made a lot of racket. Something's knocking wood up there. I don't know, it's weird. Not easy to climb, man. It slides a lot. We're seeing everything but mines that we can go in. Freaking minecart rail. Okay, we got one marker over here. I'm gonna divert a little bit. Thought I heard something weird. Okay, so definitely here. Look, very old man-made stone wall, bridge abutment. Looks like both sides of the creek there. God, that is old.
After hours of navigating the dense woods, Jed finally reaches the area he had been searching for. Aside from the earlier noises, everything appears normal. Staying focused, he pushes forward, his excitement for the mines growing stronger.
Wire loop holder thing, stake, some kind of pipe. The gate thing, man, I don't really like that at all. I don't like that. Not even a little bit. How is this even in there? Is it bolted? Oh, it's welded and then they bolted into the rock. Right there, that's it.
But when he arrives at the first mine, he's disappointed to find it barred off, making entry impossible. Still determined, he pushes further into the forest, hoping to find another mine he can actually explore. That's when things take a turn.
Shine a light in anyway, see what we're missing. It looks like we're missing a good one. Good grief, y'all. Yeah, we're missing a real good one. Look at that. I don't think these are like very old at all. That's a pretty high coal seam too. And it's dry. What the freak?
As Jed approaches another abandoned mine, also barred shut, a strange sound pierces the air, a short, sharp scream, almost human-like. It cuts through the silence and echoes through the trees, sending a chill down his spine. Jed immediately spins around, calling out several times, but there's no response. Nothing. Just the deafening quiet of the forest. A deep unease starts to settle in. Jed hasn't seen a single person during the entire hike. No signs of wildlife either, just those strange, unexplained sounds. Trying to shake off the growing dread, he continues his exploration.
That was weird. We got bars on mines, we got people screaming, hooting and hollering. Just my luck.
But no matter how hard he tries, the eerie feeling doesn't fade. The sounds paired with the unnatural stillness of the woods make it feel like he's not alone, like something or someone is watching him. The calm, peaceful isolation he once admired has now become suffocating and oppressive. After some internal debate, Jed decides not to spend the night in the forest. The strange noises, the barred mines, and that chilling scream are more than enough to convince him it's time to leave. Prioritizing his safety, he carefully retraces his steps back to his car. The hike back feels longer, heavier, like the forest itself is watching him leave. Eventually, Jed makes it back safely. No further sounds, no signs of life. After sharing this experience on his channel, viewers flooded the comments with their own theories. Some even shared eerily similar stories, strange noises and unexplained encounters in the very same woods. This unsettling journey left Jed and his audience with far more questions than answers. Another mysterious chapter added to the legends hidden deep within the Daniel Boone National Forest. Jed may have made it out safely, but the chilling echo of that scream remains an unsolved mystery. This chilling footage was captured by Gaz, the popular and beloved YouTuber, best known from his channel Grizzly Gaz. Known for his kind nature and fearless spirit, Gaz is a true outdoorsman, often venturing deep into remote wilderness areas with his loyal dog Fendi always by his side. But this particular day would take a dark and unexpected turn. What began as a peaceful solo adventure quickly unraveled into something far more disturbing. It all happened on January 26th, 2025, a cold, mist-covered evening. Gaz had set out on yet another exploration, this time heading into a forest not far from his home. But this wasn't just any forest. It carried a dark and sinister reputation, rooted in a legend that had haunted locals for centuries. According to local folklore, the woods are tied to the eerie tale of Lady Seel. In the 17th century, she was said to sit atop the Berg Rug deep within the forest, longing to transform into a bird so she could fly and join the infamous Pendle Witches. Legend has it that one day the devil himself appeared on the rocky summit and offered her the ability to shapeshift at a price. In exchange, she would be bound to the earth for eternity, never to find rest even in death. Lady Seel accepted the pact, and ever since, her tormented spirit is said to wander the forest, casting a dark and ominous presence over the land. Fascinated by the legend, Gaz ventured into the fog-laden forest, flashlight in hand, with Fendi trotting close behind. Unbeknownst to him, this would turn into one of his most harrowing experiences yet. As the video begins, Gaz is already deep in the eerie woodland. The fog is thick, and the atmosphere is heavy. He seems visibly uneasy, but as anyone familiar with Gaz knows, he doesn't scare easily. Determined to continue, he presses further into the forest, searching for a spot to set up camp for the night. After about 10 minutes of navigating through the trees, Gaz finds a clearing suitable for camping. He shows his viewers the tent he brought and begins setting it up before night fully consumes the woods. Once the tent is ready, Gaz retreats inside just as the last light fades, the forest plunging into total darkness. His plan was simple: relax in the tent, maybe chat with viewers, and get some rest. But that peace would soon be shattered.
Don't know if I just caught that, but I'm pretty sure I've just heard gunshots. And they shot me. Oh, fucking hell, you farted. Oh, is that your breath? Chill out. I don't feel like stopping here if there's shooting going on.
Suddenly, unsettling noises echo from deep within the forest. Gaz sits frozen, listening carefully. These weren't natural forest sounds or rustling animals. These sounded like people, and in such a remote place, far from any nearby town. That realization was deeply disturbing. Moments later, sharp gunshots rang out, closer this time. Gaz didn't wait. He knew he had to leave immediately. He was unarmed and had no way to defend himself against someone with a weapon. Scanning the woods cautiously, he began packing his gear in a hurry, doing his best to avoid any confrontation. Trying to stay calm, he began the trek back through the dense fog, which made finding his way out much harder than expected.
Because it's pitch black and it's really, really foggy. You ready, mate? I keep seeing flashes of light, like eye shine, but that corner of my eye. Down there, look. Don't know if it were eye shine or a torch down there. Oh, I don't like this. Oh no, I'm stuck. Oh, you ship me up then, mate. Look, you can't see out in front of you, mate. I don't know where the path is. I thought this was the path, but obviously not. Come on, back up here, mate. Especially in the dark and with a mist. Come on then, that better. Right, let's see if we can find a path to get out of here. Mate, you're heavy, you are. She weighs more than my backpack. I really want to know what that shine was down there. Whether it's a torch. Like I say, I've heard gunshots earlier, so... Fuck. I don't want to be getting shot, do I? And I especially don't want to be running in to the landowner again, because he will not be happy that I'm back in here on the night time.
Every shadow and sound fed into his growing fear. He had no idea what or who might be out there. Then it happened.
I'm sorry it's not been an awesome camping video for my first one in 2025. But it's just not worth risking it. I had a bad feeling about tonight anyway. I've an old rugby injury flared up this morning as I'm about to go out on a camp, and see, I start hearing stuff, but then when I stop and I breathe like that, I can't see out.
A distant bone-chilling scream echoed through the trees. It was faint, but enough to freeze Gaz in place. Seconds later, the scream rang out again, closer. Nervously, Gaz laughed it off on camera, trying to mask his rising panic. He picked up his pace and decided to stop filming, focusing entirely on getting out of the forest safely. And that's where the footage ends. Later, Gaz informed his audience that police had been notified about the gunshots and the haunting screams. Thankfully, he made it out safely and unharmed. But what truly happened in those dark woods remains an unsolved and terrifying mystery. This is Dan, an adventurer, thrill seeker, and the face behind Cursed Urban, a YouTube channel devoted to exploring the eeriest, most spine-chilling locations across the United States. From abandoned asylums to haunted forests, Dan thrives on venturing into places others wouldn't dare. In this video, Dan embarks on an overnight investigation, camping deep within a forest infamous for its dark and unsettling past. Over the years, numerous people have mysteriously vanished without a trace. In the 1980s, rumors swirled about cult activity in the area, and many now believe the forest is haunted, especially after nightfall. It's the perfect setting for Dan to confront the unknown. It's January 2nd, 2025. Dan arrives just before sunset, giving himself enough time to set up camp before darkness takes hold. Fueled by excitement and curiosity, he prepares for the night ahead, unaware of what lies in wait.
We got our camping spot. So the campground, I'm actually at this forest campground. There's like nobody else here but me. I mean, there's a few people in the parking lot that are like ice fishing. Trying to kind of plan where I want to put everything. We'll get set up and get going. All right, so we are set up. As you can see, I got my new kind of new setup, the bigger tent, which is awesome, so easy to set up. So now it's just a matter of waiting till dark, which...
With camp fully set up and darkness creeping in, Dan now waits for nightfall to begin his investigation. To pass the time, he grabs his spirit talker and starts asking questions, hoping for intriguing responses. But as the minutes tick by and shadows stretch longer, the atmosphere changes. A heavy silence settles over the forest, until strange sounds begin to echo from the woods around him.
Did somebody pass? Somebody die out here? What is that? Can you guys hear that? It sounds like a bird. I don't know if it's a bird or some sort of small mammal, but it's like, ooh, ooh, boo, boo. That's how it sounds. It sounds really weird. Maybe an owl? I don't know. That was loud. I definitely heard a scream come from across the lake.
As the sun disappears behind the trees, the once quiet forest comes alive with eerie, unnatural noises. Dan starts to feel a growing sense of unease. The sudden shift in energy raises questions in his mind, but he reminds himself the night is young. Determined to stay focused, he tries to push aside his nerves, seeing this as a promising sign for the night's investigation. But little does he know, he's about to experience more than he bargained for.
Alright guys, I'm venturing out of camp right now. Trying to figure out a way to venture out of camp. Yeah, okay, I think this is what I'm looking for. Yeah, this is it. Yeah, this cuts through all the campsites, and then it cuts out to the trail. So we're gonna go out and see what there is to see. Ooh, that's fresh. That's really, really fresh. Maybe somebody else is out here camping? I don't think so, because we're entering the area that's all closed off right now.
While exploring the area, Dan stumbles upon a set of footprints. They're unnervingly fresh, making him question whether he's truly alone in the forest. He hopes they're old, left by someone days earlier, and decides to press on, but with growing caution. His sense is now heightened. Every step feels heavier. The forest feels off. The air itself seems to hum with tension, wrapping Dan in an unshakable sense of dread. While nothing has jumped out at him yet, there's an energy that gnaws at his instincts. A chill runs down his spine, but he presses forward, deeper into the woods.
Oh, you see that? It's kind of odd. Why is that? Why is there just like random pine branches and everything like strewn within like a 50-yard radius? You know what I mean? Like if you're gonna dump a Christmas tree, you dump the Christmas tree. You don't just, and those are new too, because those are still fully green. So it's so weird. I mean, it's probably, it's nothing crazy, I'm sure, but like look at that. Dude, I am not alone out here. There's something or someone back there, for sure. There's something or someone back there.
Suddenly, sharp, repeated sounds break the silence, like something smacking a branch against a tree. The noise sends a jolt of anxiety through Dan. He tells himself it's likely just an animal moving through the brush and tries to focus on his goal. Still determined to make the most of the night, he pulls out his ghost hunting gear, hoping to capture something compelling before returning to camp.
Magnetic. What's magnetic? What are you referring to that's magnetic?
As Dan begins asking questions through his spirit talker, a faint, chilling whisper cuts through the still night air, soft but unmistakable. The whisper is clearly picked up on camera audio, sending a shiver down his spine. Stunned and intrigued, Dan stands frozen for a tense moment, eyes scanning the dark woods for any sign of another person. But the forest remains empty, still, except for the shadows surrounding him. Convinced he's just encountered something paranormal, Dan retreats to camp, hoping to settle his nerves. He warms up inside his tent, trying to calm himself.
All right, so we're gonna sit down and get into this. Just got the red light on for some extra ambience. Who doesn't love red lights? All right, so we got Spirit Talker on again. Let's see if we can talk to the... Oh, what was that? Holy sh... Hello?
When a loud crack, a branch snapping, pierces the silence. It's been calm since his return. No wind, no movement. The noise feels out of place, unnerving. He tries to convince himself it's just a raccoon or another small animal, anything to explain the sound. He's determined to stick to his plan and spend the night, but the feeling of being watched refuses to leave. The forest feels heavier now, as if something is closing in.
Yeah, I'm creeped out. I really think there's somebody else out besides me out there. I don't know what's going on. But something doesn't feel right. Something just feels off. Something feels wrong out here. I don't know, but I don't like it. I do not like being out here. This is creepy. At the same time, I don't want to go outside and pack up because packing up is going to take me a little while. Same time, I don't really want to stay. Same time, I don't know. I wouldn't feel bad about leaving right now because it is pretty early in the morning, so.
For the first time, Dan finds himself torn between his dedication to the investigation and the undeniable sense that something is very wrong. After what feels like hours of inner conflict, he finally makes the call. Dan begins packing up, his hands trembling slightly as he folds his gear with deliberate care. One last glance at the haunted forest. A breath of relief escapes him, but it's tinged with unease. He leaves with more questions than answers. What do you think was the most disturbing encounter on this list? Have you ever experienced something unexplainable while camping? Let us know in the comments below.